Gia, a new internal Trump administration report is warning that the worst may still be ahead. This comes as many states begin to ease restrictions and reopen their economies. The report predicts that by June 1st, there will be 200,000 coronavirus cases per day and nearly 3,000 deaths per day from coronavirus. That is almost double where we are right now. Also, the White House economic advisor expects 16 to 20% unemployment. But instead of working on coronavirus funding, the Senate is actually approving a backlog of judges.
I don't think anybody could seriously argue that filling critical national security posts is not essential Senate business.
Judicial nominees, legal immunity for big corporations. In all due respect, Republican leader, these are not the nation's most urgent priorities right.
President Trump has also talked about the death toll reaching 100,000, which is different from what he mentioned last month of 50 to 60,000. And as mentioned, Gia, he is heading to Phoenix today for the first time in a little over a month, leaving Washington, D.C. area to go check out a medical protective equipment facility over there.
Yeah, and we'll be watching for that soon and see what he says to the media down there. Thanks. Well, the